What is good? What is happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another special episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This week we got to talking ugly football, football born out of the 1940s, and football born
It's
in the.
worse than any of that.
It was pretty bad. But then we also have another game to talk about where it was a tremendous offensive
Yeah,
spectacle.
and
The
actual
Cow,
football.
yeah.
We'll talk actual football.
Well, hey man, we play football too, man. We just played
No,
1920s football.
that was not football. I don't know
It was
what the hell that
1920s
was.
football.
No, it was
It was
worse.
football. It was football like God intended it to be.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it was horrible. It was a mockery of the game.
It's a mockery of the game. It's a mockery of the game. Yeah, it was a pretty bad game. It was a pretty bad game.
Horrible. It was a horrible game. Disgusting.
That shit was nasty, bro. Dude, Caleb, they told that man, you ain't passing nothing. You ain't passing. Yo, we almost won a game passing for -9 yards.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. That's insane, man. Before we get into the show, man, shout out to Leo. Shout out to you, Leo. Appreciate it. Shout out to the homie Adelia. Shout out to y'all. Guys, welcome to Good Friends, Better Rivals. I'm your host, Ferris Blona. That's my co-host, Caleb Ochoa. We talk NFC East, Giants, Cowboys. That's what we do, man. We but unlike last week where we had the same result, this week we didn't. Oh, y'all were on a bye week. Y'all were on a bye week. Forgot about that. You guys were on a bye week. We won last week, but unfortunately we didn't win this week. It was the Battle of New York. It was the Battle of New York, and we unfortunately did not win it, and we will face them in another 4 years again.
So probably lose that one.
Huh? Yeah, you didn't want to lose that one. You don't want to lose that. It's like the Niners and the Raiders. They face each other once every 4 years. I don't know who owns the winning streak for that one, but yeah, this one was tough, man. You had to win this game. Okay, I'm back. Okay. It wasn't start to finish because
that was me.
Yeah, that was you. We had that was me. We had a mental lapse in judgment in the last 24 seconds of the game. We'll talk about it in a bit, but let's start the show off a little bit more happy. Ferris, you're into the trash. Thank you. I appreciate you. I literally just yelled at Caleb about internet. I don't know why.
The tables have turned.
How the tables have, and the sands of time keep on turning. And these are the days of our lives. But we'll start off happy. Dallas went to LA, won the game 43-20. It was a 23.
We did not go to LA. They came to us.
Oh, well, it looked like LA. My bad. It was a home game for Dallas. They blow out the Rams. Caleb, nice bounce back from the bye week. Really helped you guys out. Got people a little bit healthier. You had to deal with Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, but that meant nothing. You guys showed up. Why did you win, and why did you make Jerry Jones say his famous phrase?
I want me some glory hole.
And you got it this week, Jerry. You got it this week. Caleb, break it down.
Well, yeah. I mean, we were able to do it based off of, we just played a great game offensively and defensively and special teams wise. Every phase of the game, we were great. Hitting on all cylinders in. It was probably the first game that we played like that, where everything was going right for us on offense, defense, and special teams. But it didn't start that way. It was kind of a terrible start for us. We got sacked 3 times on the first drive alone. It was just like they just were running free through the offensive line on that first drive. And reason why the drive kept going, they got a bad penalty, kept their drive going. We were able to punch it in off of that penalty, and that was great for us. That was crucial for us because we all know how well we play when we have the lead. We kind of just stomp on them after we take the lead, and our defense it allows our defense to play the way they do when teams are down and they got to pass the ball, and then our pass rush is able to just take over like that. And that's pretty much what happened here. And we're able to blow out these teams because of that fact that we put them in those type of situations where the pressure to catch up on points. And like I said, it just allows Parsons to do what he does, and he's able to disrupt. And he had a sack in this game. He got into Stafford, and that's why we needed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And all the pressure that was coming at Stafford, forced him into some bad throws. And one of the bad throws he did was an interception by Deron Bland, another pick six for him. He has 3 pick sixes on the year, the most in the NFL. He has the most interceptions since the start of last year. He is, like I said, I think he's just as good as Diggs. He's just as big as a playmaker as he is. And he's been playing great for us, like since he started as a rookie into this year. He's only gotten better. I can't say enough about how great Deron Bland has been playing. And it's just a credit to what Al Harris has been doing for our defensive backs, man. Really coaching
Al
up,
Harris,
really, yeah.
legend. Can I say legendary Green Bay Packers cornerback? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good. I mean, definitely,
I don't know if no. I'm
multiple
saying like
Pro
if Packers
Bowler,
fans,
multiple,
the Green Bay Packers think he's
had really
legendary. I
good
don't know.
years there.
Yeah, I think was he the cornerback that intercepted Matt Hasselbeck's we want the ball, we're gonna go down and score?
Maybe.
Was it him, or I think it was either him or Tremont Williams? I don't know who.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure
think it was
about
Al Harris.
that. Well, I do. Obviously, he's on the staff because he did play for Mike McCarthy, and now he's coaching under Mike McCarthy, and he's doing a hell of a job with those DBs. And that just shows that when you have Gilmore, you have Diggs, and and now you have Bland. Yeah, how much?
Just
What
found
else
out who
can
it
you
was,
say about
Caleb.
that?
It was Al Harris. It was Al Harris. The famous moment where it's like, we want the ball, we're gonna go down and score. Matt Hasselbeck throws an interception on the very next play. Al Harris is the one who picks it off. Shout out to you, Al Harris.
Yeah, man. Great job he's doing. And just a great job by Dan Quinn in this game. Just really getting after Stafford. And obviously the concerning part about the Rams offense is the receiving core, and we totally shut them down. Both Kupp only had 3 receptions, 43 yards. Nakua had 3 receptions, 43 yards. Kupp had 4 receptions, 21 yards. Completely shut down those teams. Those were big threats coming into this game, and they did nothing. They did nothing. I mean, we were able to completely shut down their offensive weapons, and that was great. We held their rushing to under 100 yards as a team. So both passing.
Yeah,
and
that's I don't think that's the one you should be like. They never rush the ball for more than 100 yards.
But even for us, for anytime we can do that, but seeing that I would say for us it is because
I'm not very good at it. You're
sometimes
right.
we have problems in the rush game. So anytime
true.
we can hold any team, I mean, do you think the Cardinals are a great rushing team? And they did number on us. So
yeah, James Conner. What the hell are you talking about, man?
They're not great though. I mean,
It's
they're
James
not great.
Conner, man. He's better than all those running backs.
You wouldn't call them a great rushing team, though.
No, that's true because our offensive line isn't as good. And also, he's
meant
that.
All I'm just trying to say is that it doesn't matter who's rushing on the other side. The fact that we can keep you under 100 yards, I think that's doing a good job.
Also, too, man, that pick 6 by Deron Bland, Matthew Stafford. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you like? He stared the Cooper Kupp down, and it was like the easiest pick 6 I've ever saw in my entire time. As well as on the opposite side for the Cowboys, they couldn't stop CeeDee Lamb at all. Speaking of stopping the receivers in Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb was like, it's easy money. Pick like 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was wide open.
Yeah.
Like wide open. Either defensive communication between the players and the bad game plan by Raheem Morris, but CeeDee Lamb had time. He was wide open, and it was pretty insane to see.
Yeah, I think that's attributed to the difference in play calling this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think early on, Mike McCarthy was just trying to go completely opposite of what Kellen Moore was calling. Like he wanted to overcorrect what he thought Kellen Moore was doing wrong
Mm-hmm.
in the offense last year. I mean, he even said in his press conference before the year, we want to run the damn ball because he knew Kellen Moore wasn't running the ball at the times we needed him to do that. So he kind of overcorrected. That's why he had a lot of short
Mm-hmm.
stuff. We didn't have a
You don't
very
have good running
explosive.
backs. I'm sorry. Like, you don't.
I mean, we have Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I know, but what has he done?
I
He
mean,
needs Zeke. He needs Zeke Elliott.
yeah, that's why I said that's why I said last year,
Yeah.
and nobody wanted to fucking believe me. Nobody wanted.
Well, no one's
No.
believing us, Caleb. We're small YouTubers who talk
I
about
mean,
our teams. No one's listening.
everybody said, "Oh, get Pollard all the carries. Get Pollard all the carries." And look what happens when you get Pollard all the carries. His average goes completely down. And that's exactly what I was telling you. That's why you said you need Zeke in there to take
Mhm.
some of those carries.
You
I
need
said
you
all
need
last year nobody
synergy.
wanted them. Nobody
You need
wanted it.
synergy, man. You need synergy.
Yeah, I mean he's still a good running back. I just he's just not that number one back. I just don't think he's a very explosive back.
Mm-hmm.
He's a home run hitter. But he just can't take all these carries. That he's been. But he only got 12 carries in this game.
See, Leo's listening. Thank you, Leo. We appreciate you.
He only got 12 carries in this game, and that's still the concerning part about this offense. We can't seem to get the rushing game going as we did early in the like I said, because it's because of the play calling. Because obviously, Mike McCarthy was going heavy run in the
Mhm.
beginning of the season. Now, I think in this game, he definitely changed it up some, and he got more explosive plays, and that's all we were seeing throughout this game. Like Dak was getting it downfield, and we weren't seeing that. I was like, whoa,
Hey, Caleb,
that's a major difference.
that first touchdown pass he threw to Jake Ferguson, woof,
Yeah.
in the window,
Yeah.
in the window, and great
'Cause it
catch
was
by Jake
that
Ferguson.
that was over the top where it needed to be. Just
Great catch by Jake Ferguson,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's definitely
and then
tight end stepping up.
Mhm.
Definitely
but the
stepping him
biggest offensive play, Caleb, the
yeah.
biggest offensive play.
But that's what I'm saying. We had
Your
big
kicker made a
offensive
58-yard field goal. That's
we
insane.
we had big offensive plays this game, which we weren't seeing,
Playing
and
as a
that's the biggest difference in this game of seeing what our offense can really do. I think if
Mhm.
we just
Mhm.
can and it's a tribute to how Dak's been playing. Dak's been playing awesome last two games. Really, providing time for his offensive weapons to get open, and I think that's been a major factor in them being able to get open. Is Dak's ability to move in the pocket and make great decisions that he's been making. Um, whether he wants to take off and run and kind of throw off that's a threat because the defensive guys will step up. Because I saw that one play, the defense actually stepped up and went away from his coverage and let the guy go wide open. And
Mhm.
Dak was able to throw it right before because he saw that he was going to come because the defender thought he was going to run, but Dak gets it in there. He scores a touchdown on that play. And that's all I've been wanting to see. You need Dak to be running because it provides a threat, and then the defender, takes a kind of a hesitation because he doesn't know to keep covering or if you to go after Dak, stop him from running. That's why I've been saying this whole time that I've been wanting him to run more to provide that threat because I know that Dak has the ability to do that. And then like I said, I got a message. Like you said, you were talking about Brandon Aubrey and the big kick he had. The special teams was fantastic. We got a block field goal, a block punt. Yeah, it was block punt by Sam Williams. Provided a safety for us. And
Sam
then Brandon,
Williams finally realizing that you can use your speed for something else.
and, he had a great. He actually was a gunner. And he's a deep lineman, and he was the gunner on the punt on the punt kick. I don't know if it was
No, he's
kickoff.
not. No,
I
he's
think
not
it
a
was on
gunner
punt.
because gunners are the
He
wide.
was. No, he was on one play where you saw him just straight down the field.
Mm-hmm. Then they pushed him inside so he can block the punt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did remember one point where he was just going down on the return.
Dude, a defensive end as a gunner. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
No, yeah, he was because he's on the punt blocking, but when we were punting on the punt team,
the gunner.
He was going downfield and he was fast and he
That's
got
insane,
the guy.
bro. That's insane. Imagine you seeing a 6'4" defensive end coming at you as a gunner.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, that's that's
Yeah,
nasty.
he was, like, that's what I'm saying. The special teams played really well. Brandon Aubrey has been perfect. Yeah, I think he broke like or some record of most field goals to start a career. Um, so he has that. So yeah,
A
he's
fun
been
fact
awesome.
to Brandon Aubrey was drafted in the top 10 in MLS, the Major League Soccer. He was a highly touted soccer player. It was the entry draft. The entry draft, people don't really care about that in MLS. Sometimes they get good players, sometimes they don't. But Brandon Aubrey has soccer experience in that case. Shout out to starting 11, Adelia Chamberlain.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he's been perfect. He's been perfect this season on field goals. Missed only his first extra point and hasn't missed since. I mean, for all the amount of concerns I had with the kicking, because what the hell we were going to do at kicker, and then for him to come, do what he's been doing is amazing to me.
Also, too, Caleb, on the drop kick following the safety, Cavante Turpin brings you guys down to the 10-yard line, and you
Yeah,
guys get
yeah,
a touchdown right away.
yeah.
Or no, not right away. It was on second down.
Yeah, he had a big return on the on that kickoff, and then he took one to the house actually, but it was called back for a penalty, like usually the punt returns are. But the fact that he was able to get it in, because we usually see him get stopped, but he's just ready to break one. He's always ready to provide that threat in the kick returning game or punt returning game, to take one to the house. So just
Yeah,
like
man.
all parts of the special teams is like really really good for us.
I'll say this, man. This Rams defense isn't as good as it used to be. It's
Well, I mean,
kind
they
of,
have a
it's
bunch of
kind
different
of,
guys in there.
yeah, it's kind of Aaron Donald and company. It's when Aaron Donald, like a couple years ago, it was like Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey. Then a bunch of the safeties were, I think Cleveland took like both of their safeties. So like in like the linebackers were never really names. They had Bobby Wagner for like a year, but like yeah, man, these it's a bunch of new dudes. They're not a lot of. They don't know each other yet. There's no communication. I don't really see them. They can improve, but
Well, yeah,
it's
I
just
mean, it's definitely a
bunch of
real
nobodies.
rebuild.
Yeah.
With just Aaron Donald there, a bunch of rebuilding guys, and then you have Aaron Donald, and then he's getting up there. So you don't know how much longer he's going to even be there.
Yeah, because he did threaten retirement after they won the Super Bowl. He threatened retirement. Well, he didn't threaten it. He thought retirement. So there's that.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I mean, he was a problem at the start of the game, but then after we got settled in, the defensive line wasn't too much of a problem for us after that initial drive, and we were able to contain them overall. And we were doing that without Tyron Smith, which will hopefully be back this week, but we'll have to see about that. But
Aaron
yeah,
Donald may not be the best defensive tackle in the NFL anymore.
Well, I mean, he's getting up there. I mean,
yeah, there's this
that's
dude.
what happens. That just happens with age.
There's this dude in Big Blue, number 97.
Okay, yeah, calm down with that.
Now, what do you mean calm down with that? He had the most pressures out of a defensive lineman in the NFL history.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, 15 pressures from a defensive tackle.
That's
the most great. In NFL history.
That's great.
Tied with Nick Bosa.
Awesome.
You wish you had him. You wish.
I mean, I do wish, because we do. Yeah. We do need. We need interior.
Yeah, you do. Dexter Lawrence, shout out to you, man. Love you, dog. I'm not gonna call you by your nickname because that's not happening.
What is his nickname?
Sexy Dexy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. That's the way he introduced himself on the Sunday night football game against Buffalo. I was like, no, absolutely not. It's not happening. Calling you Dexter.
But just overall, it's a great win, man. Another great win, another 40-point game that we put up on an inferior team. That's all you can do. You just you play these bad teams or inferior teams.
You gotta blow them out.
Put up as many points as you can against them. and that's what we did here. And we accomplished our job, and now we can go. Definitely come up by. We didn't look like a days ago. We didn't look like out of sorts. We looked like we were ready to go, and that's awesome to see. That's what you want to see out of the team, and I'm excited for them. I'm excited for how the offensive played. I'm excited to see what we're truly capable of, because I think it's just the start of it, of seeing that big play offense mixed in with some of the shorter routes and the short stuff from the West Coast offense that McCarthy's implemented. So yeah, definitely excites me to see what we can really do.
Yeah, man, it was a good clean game. Dak did throw a bad interception. That was his fault.
I mean, it was tipped. It was tipped.
It was tipped. It didn't look tipped.
It was tipped at the line. It was tipped at the line.
Okay, it's fine. All right, I'll let that one go then. But yeah, man, it was a thorough domination of the LA Rams. And I think the reason Aaron Donald, his name really wasn't known much, because what happens when you're against a Hall of Fame guard in Zach Martin. Like, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. It's like Hall of Famer on Hall of Famer. You're gonna get beat by one of the Hall of Famers one day. You know what I mean? It's like saying, like, oh man, Ray Lewis beat Tom Brady. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It's two Hall of Famers fighting against each other, What is my internet bad? How bad is it?
It's trash.
How bad? Like, what are you talking about, man?
Well, like you just said, as bad as the Giants are.
What? Now my internet is good, dog.
I can see you just fine.
Yeah, I'm chilling, dog. Yeah, it's okay now.
Speaking of the bad Giants,
speaking of the bad Giants, let's talk about the bad Giants. More importantly, the bad New York Giants offense, because sheesh, they suck. All right, so it's what else? You want some expert analysis of our offense?
-9 yards passing.
-9 yards passing. No. Okay, no, it wasn't
as a team.
Yeah, as a team, because you got to count the sacks.
Yeah.
So Tyrod Taylor. So here the game starts. Last week, Caleb, what did I tell you last week? It's going to be a defensive slugfest. Your offense shouldn't make the horrible mistake to lose the game, right? The game starts out. Our defense comes out hot. We get a Kayvon Thibodeau gets a strip fumble off the bat, and we're already in the red zone. And their defense is good. They're pretty good defense. We only come away with 3. And then Caleb, then the following drive, I thought this defense was not going to be good because of the touchdown they gave up to Breece Hall. Right? It was a little screenplay. Breece Hall ran, and no one touches him. Bobby Okereke just stands there, and Breece Hall just runs. And so I'm like, wow, bro. Of course the Giants give up a touchdown like that. But then the Giants settled in. The defense settled in. And they balled the hell out for the next 3 quarters. For the next 3 quarters into that last 24 seconds, where I'm gonna talk about. Kayvon Thibodeau. Sweet baby Jesus. 9 tackles, 3 sacks. Let me double check it. So 9 tackles overall, 3 of them were sacks, and those sacks one came early on with the fumble. They're all impact sacks, Caleb. The first one, strip fumble, got the ball back, we kick a field goal, we make it. The next 2 were on 3rd downs or 4th downs. Boom, our ball. And he played, his hair was down, and he played like his hair was down, and he was playing with fire in his belly, and he was attacking. Because the previous week, like I said, WFAN was calling him a bust. What the hell is he doing? They were also talking about his body type. They didn't like the way his body shaped. So I think either they tried to call him fat or fat shamed him or saying his body was weird, which is okay, which is kind of I understand. If you're going to talk about, they're athletes, they got to stay in shape, and then you have, but then then the walking anomaly, which is an offensive lineman, they have a big ass belly, and y'all ever seen Zach Martin? Everyone ever seen Zach Martin? That man is fat. That man looks fat. He looks fat. He ain't fat.
He's on muscle too.
He ain't fat. You know what I mean? Like my thing with offensive linemen, man, they look fat, and you're like, well, that guy's fat. No, Jason Kelce looks fat. Jason Kelce looks like he got a beer gut. I don't want to mess with Jason Kelce on the football field.
But you need that. You need the size. You need the
size. You need the size. But but they're not like fat. They're just built differently. Weirdly shaped, I guess. His body type meant nothing because he knows how to transition speed into power, and he's showing you pass rushing moves with Kayvon Thibodeau. His last sack, Caleb, he juked the right tackle. Juked him. He doesn't move inside. Well, he pops inside, right? But he had more speed enough to pop back inside to get the sack and bend the corner. Dude, Caleb, I got to show you this play later. Oh my God. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. He had a great game. Dexter Lawrence, like we said earlier, he had 15 QB pressures. He was feasting on the inside. They were on their third center. So, of course, you're feasting. And he did. He was feasting. 15 pressures by a defensive lineman. The most pressures in the NFL, tied with Nick Bosa. Either it's in history or this season. I don't know. Someone said both. Someone said this season and someone said in history. So I have to find out which is which. 15 QB pressures. It's insane. He's probably the best defensive tackle in the NFL now. Everyone talks about Aaron Donald. I'm a big fan of Aaron Donald. I've always loved Aaron Donald. But 97, he's climbing. He's climbing. You can't name a defensive tackle better than him. Like you probably end up who can rush the passer and stop the run. A lot of defensive tackles.
Does a pretty damn good job.
Who?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is pretty good. He's pretty good too. He's pretty good. So you have him, Chris Jones, and Aaron Donald. I think those are the top tier. Those are pretty good. Who know how to there's a lot of defensive tackles that don't know how to rush the passer. They're phenomenal run stuffers. Then there's defensive tackles who don't know how to stop the run and are good pass rushers. You kind of get like Jonathan Hankins doesn't really scare you in the pass rushing game.
He's a run stopper.
He's a run stopper. So, but I think him, I love how Ferris is trying to explain a certain player.
He was a pass rusher. It's kind of, that's why you play 4-3 to get the run stopping. And
I love how Ferris is trying to explain a certain player for his team being horrible. Wait, who? No, I'm not saying nobody was being horrible. I'm actually praising my two defensive linemen. I love my two defensive linemen because they freed up Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden, and they had phenomenal games. The defense showed up, phenomenal. But then people forget that football isn't just defense. Yeah, also.
What do you mean? Who forgets that? Nobody forgets that. What are you talking about? Nobody forgets that.
Well, the New York Giants
Football's
forgot
not even
that.
about you. Football's about offense, and
the New York Giants forgot about it.
Moments.
So the New York Giants was like, guys, let's.
You play football the wrong way. You're doing it wrong, Ferris. You're doing it wrong. Stop doing football wrong. You're supposed to have good offense and decent defense. And that's how you win Super Bowls. Not this bullshit. What the hell you were doing?
So the New York Giants stepped into a time machine and went back to 1955 and gave. It was so bad, Caleb. I can't stop laughing. That's how bad they were. Dude. Okay, time out. They gave Saquon Barkley 36 carries for 128 yards. It was like, yo, baby, put that time machine back on, baby. We're going back to 1955. We're going to run the ball on every play. Every play. Everyone knew it was going to, in the second half, when Tyrod Taylor broke his rib, everyone knew what the play was. On first down, on second down, on third down. Everyone knew the play. It was give the ball to Saquon and get the hell out the way. And that was the play. That was it. Like
that's the crazy thing, man. How do you go from coach of the year to whatever? You're the offense, and he's an offensive coach. You're from coach of the year to bringing a lack of talent to doing what they did last year to this awful mess. How do you fall
and
so
the thing
far?
The thing is too, Caleb, is why do you have him? Why do you have Tommy DeVito on the roster? If he can't throw if you're not going to allow him to throw the ball, get somebody else. He coached scared. He was scared. It was raining. It was rainy. It was bad weather. He just said, let's just do the easiest simple play. Giving it to 26 is going to be perfectly fine. And I'm going to say too, Caleb, I was fine with that play because here's the thing. In the second half, we got into the red zone. I don't know how I forgot how we got into the red zone. But Tommy DeVito had a rushing touchdown. But the thing is this, Caleb, it was working. We were getting good yardage. We got a couple first downs actually, but everyone knew what the play was. My problem is this. It's 4th and 1. You're on your side of the red zone. You know your kicker's injured. You know Graham Gano's injured. Graham Gano before the game tells us, Caleb, oh, I have swelling in my knee. I'm going to need surgery after the season. He tells you this before the game. He makes the first field goal. So you're like, okay, it's not as bad. I don't think it's that bad, right? It's not as bad. He misses 2 other field goals in that game. He makes an extra point in a field goal, but then he misses 2 field goals. Yeah. He hooks them.
The worst one was the last one. I mean, he should have definitely made that.
Yeah. It was a chipper. But the thing is,
but Josh, also he shouldn't have been put in that.
Do you take fantasy questions? We take fantasy questions on occasion. But Caleb, yeah, but
you should have been in that position because you guys should have gone for it. It's the second time that Dave Ball plays it safe
right there.
And doesn't go because you did it. You did it in the Bills game, lost you the game. You did it in this game, and now you lost the game. You keep doing the same shit, and you keep losing games.
You did it. How do you rank DJ Moore, Jacoby Myers, and Christian Kirk in terms of RRS value? What does RRS mean again? I don't know that. I don't know that acronym. I don't know. But I don't know what that means. Tell me what that means and answer that question. But yeah, man, it's 4th down and 1. He failed against Buffalo, and he didn't go for it now. Rest of the season. Oh, rest of the season? Christian Kirk, DJ Moore, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is stuck in that dumpster fire in the Raiders. He's not going to get a lot of playing time.
Yeah, you're basically just picking their quarterback.
Yeah. So Christian Kirk got Trevor Lawrence, so it's going to be Christian. He he has to fight Calvin Ridley, but he's the guy who beats out Calvin Ridley for the targets. One time Calvin Ridley had 1 target and 1 catch. So, it is. And then DJ Moore, definitely above Jacoby Myers because I do not trust the
Once Fields gets back.
Yeah, when Fields gets back. If he doesn't get back,
I would go Jacoby. Really good.
Yeah, and Aiden O'Connell's probably gonna use the slot more and short passes. So if Justin Fields comes back, you put DJ Moore. I put DJ Moore first. But if Justin Fields doesn't come back, Kirk, Myers, Moore. Yeah. Would you do this trade in a 20-team PPR? Josh, my man, would you do this trade in a 20-team PPR? Rondell Moore, Jacoby Myers for DJ Moore. My roster is Lamar, JT, Aaron Jones, Tyree, Christian Kirk, Kittle, Jacoby Myers. The thing is, man, I don't trust Rondell Moore. He's too iffy. He's too inconsistent. I don't trust him. And DJ Moore could still pop, and DJ Moore probably still gets good targets with Tyson Bagnet. If they tell Tyson Bagnet,
Bajan? How you say his name?
Is it Bajan? Tyson Bagan?
Bajan?
Something like that. So Fields is coming back fully practice state. He might be back next week. So you get DJ Moore. You get DJ Moore. Do you get DJ? So you get DJ Moore. I would do it. I would.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it. That's my opinion. I would do it. Try to do, Josh. If you do it and it backfires, Josh, I'm sorry. But if you do it and it works, you're welcome. But you know what? You know what did backfire? The play calling for the New York Giants.
Not going for it.
Not going for it on 4th and down. It's 4th and 1. You get this first down, game is over. Game is over. Everyone knows who's getting the ball. Everyone has known about it for the entire game. It's 1st and 10, Saquon's getting the ball. 2nd and 6, you're getting the ball. 3rd and 5, you know who's getting the ball. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. And if he doesn't get it
36 times. Yeah, you did.
You've already
needed to.
And then you took the ball out of his hands. Because I'm guarantee you, man, on that 4th and 1, everyone's coming. The linebackers, the defensive ends, they're going a 8-man front. They're going after him. Everyone knows it.
Yeah. But even if you don't get it, they're still driving down the field and having to score.
Exactly.
So either way, it still works.
Yes.
It works out for you.
Because
if you missed it, they go down the field. They did what they did. But but if you go for it, game's over.
Yeah, and you get it. Simple. And I think, man, Saquon Barkley won't get you that 1 yard. He won't get you that 1 yard because everyone knew who was getting the ball the entire second half, and he was getting 4 yards. He was getting like 4, 3, 2. You needed 2 yards. I think you got. But then Caleb, we kick the field goal, we miss it, and then here's the problem: 24 seconds, 2 plays. 24 seconds. Caleb, you remember when we were watching the Chiefs-Bills game a couple years ago, and I said, why the hell were the Bills in prevent defense with 13 seconds left? It never works. It never works. Stay in your base defense. That's what the Giants went into. They rushed 3, dropped back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 8. And they dropped back 8. The first play, when Garrett Wilson gets the catch. Garrett Wilson beats Tay Banks. Tay Banks, the report was, he told Wink Martindale, I want to travel. I want Garrett Wilson. And I'm going to travel. Garrett Wilson had 7 catches for 100 yards. Guess who won the battle? Garrett Wilson. And he, out of the trio receivers of Ohio State, him and Chris Olave and Jameson Williams, who had to transfer to Alabama, those 3 kids, Garrett Wilson was the best one. He's that dude. And you put that, Tay Banks is a rookie. He's a rookie. I'm going to give him a little credit for the rookie. Him as a rookie said, I want this assignment. Give it to me. I want this assignment. Give it to me. I want it. When the game was on the line, 24 seconds left. You gave him a free release off of the line. He was wide open. He had a step on you, but here's the problem. You had safety help over the top with Xavier McKinney, right? McKinney's playing properly. But then there's another safety in the middle of the field that's guarding nobody. Linebacker, I think Bobby Okereke flows with the tight end. He's guarding him. There's 4 Giants defenders on the other side of the field for three Jets players. So it's 4-on-3 on the other side. Dane Belton is in the middle of the field guarding nothing. He's guarding grass. My high school football coach told me this is high school football, which is just a regular football. If you're a linebacker or a safety in the middle of the field and there's nobody in your zone, nobody's in that hook to curl, no one's in that flat, Nobody. What you do is you get depth. You drop back. Dane Belton doesn't drop back. It's 24 seconds left. Game is on the line. Who do you think is getting the ball?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. So when you're dropping back, you don't look at the other side where it's 4 Giants defenders on 3 Jets players. It's 4 on 3. You drop back, and because I guarantee you, Caleb, if he drops back and gets depth on Garrett Wilson, interception by Dane Belton. Because Zach Wilson made his decision already. He made his decision already. Right there. Made his decision already. Then the second play. Zach Wilson scrambles. They do a crisscross pattern where the slot receiver bounces out and Allen Lazard bounces in. Cordell Flott gets caught. He stumbles, but he recovers to get the outside guy, the slot receiver. And then Adoree Jackson gets Allen Lazard. Adoree Jackson gets shoved out the way. Just child. Guess who's right in front of Allen Lazard and Adoree Jackson? You're guarding nobody. You're guarding grass. Guess who's there? Caleb.
Who is that?
Dane Belton. No one's in your zone. You're guarding you're guarding turf. You're guarding grass. If you're not guarding anybody, high school football tells me you get depth. Drop back. You get depth. You know what? I want to just double check because I'm not picking on Dane Belton. That's because I think Dane Belton is he's a good young prospect that we can develop into a way. And I honestly I just hope he's, I'm not picking on him.
Oh, well, he's looking up that. Do what he did. He said it. And, like the video.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. And if you really want to support us, maybe join that Patreon.
Absolutely, man. Patreon.com/LGR_network. But here's the thing too. When Zach is scrambling, Zach's not a scramble. Like, who cares if Zach's scrambling? Dane Belton comes up. He comes up. But he should just kept depth because it's Zach Wilson. Who cares? He's like Dane Belton right now is guarding nobody. Dexter Lawrence and O'Shane Zimenez and Kayvon Thibodeau are chasing Zach Wilson. If Dane Belton drops back, he's guarding literally nobody in this play. I can't share the screen because for copyright reasons. He's guarding nobody. If he just drops back, he drops back and gets depth. You're in a passing lane. And this is the second time I've seen this with Dane Belton. If he turns around or he gets depth, he gets a pick. That game-winning touchdown in Buffalo, Caleb, with that weird tight end that I have no idea whose name is. Dane Belton turns around, turns his head, interception. He's there. He's there. Dane Belton is right there. You were drafted by this regime, and you're the only one not making that step. Cordell Flott is making that step forward from last year. Kayvon Thibodeau is making that step forward. I believe Daniel Bellinger is making that step forward because they're asking Daniel to do stuff he's not been doing. Last year, he was tight end 1. He was the guy. And then he had Tanner Hudson, who was the receiving tight end, and Chris Myrek, who's the blocking tight end. Now this year, they've demoted him to tight end 2, and he does a lot of blocking to help the line because the line is iffy. But Dane Belton, I believe in this kid. He's right there in the moment. If he just gets depth. 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions, I believe. I believe he gets 2 picks. Either he gets a pick on the first play, which ends the game, or he gets a pick on the second play, and it ends the game. If he gets depth, we win the game. But it didn't happen. Nope. And you know what? I find it hilarious that Zach Wilson and I talking about in his press conference, 24 seconds. That's easy. Calm down, bro. Calm down.
Against the Giants, it might be.
No, yeah, you're right. But let's not act like what were you like a year ago? You suck. All right. You suck. All right.
I mean, does it? I mean, they have a winning record, don't they?
That's true. That's a good point. And he beat Patrick Mahomes.
No,
Wait,
they
they didn't beat
they
Patrick
lost
Mahomes?
that game.
Oh, they lost,
They
that game.
game. They almost won it.
They almost won the game. Yeah, good point. Oh yeah, I forgot. His almost victory is prompted up just as much. But yeah, man, those split like prevent defense, bro. Stop doing it. Stop. No prevent defense. It does not work. You're not preventing anything. What are you preventing? Nothing. You like, oh, we gotta keep everything in front of us, but you're still giving up catches. It does. Stay in your base defense, bro. Rush 4. Do your base. It's been working all game. Stayed in it, man, and it's annoying, bro. It's annoying, man. It's goddamn annoying. It's goddamn annoying. And honestly, man, this game, bro, at the end, it was like Denny Green in that press conference.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Exactly. They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. This is a team with a great defense and an offense that's predicated on the confidence of their quarterback, who isn't confident a lot. And when he's not confident, he shits the bed. And most of the game, they were bad. Caleb, their first third down conversion, Caleb, happened in the fourth quarter. They were 0 for 13. 0 for 13 with their starting quarterback. We had an excuse. We were playing our third string quarterback. What was their excuse?
He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be their starter of their future 2 years ago.
Well, that's not the case anymore.
That's a good point. You know what? Speaking of the future, let's look to it. This week, it's Cowboys.
The biggest
Eagles.
game of the year.
Well, you guys also have another game. Calm down.
Well,
You guys have
so
the rematch.
far. So
far.
It's the biggest game of the year.
It's actually, man, this week is actually a pretty great week. If you think about it, in each window, it's a massive game. In the really early morning window, Chiefs, Dolphins, and Germany. The 10 o'clock window, we got Seahawks, Ravens, both leading their divisions. In the 1 o'clock window, or the 1 o'clock 125 window, Cowboys, Eagles, and then Sunday night we got Bills, Bengals.
Yeah, but nobody cares about those other games. The only game that matters is Cowboys, Eagles.
Hey.
We'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
All right, break it down, Caleb. It's the first matchup of the week, the year. Last year, they beat you without Dak Prescott. You beat them with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott will play this game, and so will Jalen Hurts. So everyone's fully healthy.
Yeah.
You guys are coming off of a massive victory against the Los Angeles Rams. They're coming up against another massive victory. Well, not massive victory. Why is it every single time the Commanders face the Eagles, the Commanders look like the second coming of Jesus? But then when we face the Eagles, we look like we don't know what football looks like.
It's just bad matchup. It's just how you match up it is like, why do we lose to the Cardinals? Why can't we beat the 49ers? Why can't you guys beat us? I mean,
we should have won that Thanksgiving game. I'm so mad about that.
No, you should not have won that
game.
The
motherfucker threw 2 picks in the first half. They should have been points, but we couldn't get damn points. But that's old stuff. Let's talk about new stuff. Cowboys,
but yeah, we're talking about matchups, and we match up well against the Eagles. We always match up well against the Eagles. We've had in recent history been a good matchup for the Eagles. Dak has dominated the Eagles 8-3 overall in his career. He dominates his division 20-7 against the NFC East.
That's true.
He shredded their defense last year in the game. He had 347 yards, 3 touchdowns in that game. He's going up against the defense, not the quarterback, and he tore them apart. And I believe the Eagles defense was better last year than it is this year, especially in the secondary. The secondary is extremely weak. I mean, and they even traded for Kevin Byard to straighten that defense, and he didn't do a damn thing for them.
Can we talk about that? I realized we didn't talk about the trades. We didn't talk about the trade.
We talked about it.
No, but the other trades.
We did.
The other trades.
We talked about all the trades. That was last week.
No, but Leonard Williams got traded. Josh Dobbs got traded.
We didn't talk about those trades. We did talk about this trade though.
Don't even start on that damn trade. You telling me nobody gave better than a 5th, a 6th, and Terrell Edmonds? Fuck out of here, man.
But it didn't matter because they still got killed in the secondary by Sam Howell, who threw 4 touchdowns and nearly 400 yards on their asses, and they let them score 31 points for a second time this season. So that secondary still has not improved. No matter who they're training for, it's still bad in the secondary. And Dak's going to do what he has been doing against what he has for the last 2 weeks and what he has done against the Eagles previously. And that's tear apart that defense. Because, he just plays well. He just plays well when he goes against the Eagles. And he's going to play well again. Jalen Hurts, on the other side, he's a turnover machine. He has 8 interceptions, leading this division in turnovers. He has 2 fumbles. He doesn't know how to take care of the ball. Everybody criticized Dak for that. Obviously, Jalen Hurts gets passed, but it is what it is. But he's turning over the ball. That is the fact. And guess what we do? We get turnovers. That's the best thing we do. Like we talked about previously, Deron Bland's been getting picks like crazy, and he's just definitely going to get a couple against Jalen Hurts because he is likely to turn the ball over. He's a little bit gimpy as well. He's not going to have the same speed that he usually has, and that's going to be a problem for him taking off. And that lowers the threat of him taking off and running on us and hurt us that way, which just allows us to just kind of go after him, kind of like we've been doing against other quarterbacks. And we have the ability to just go after him and put pressure on him, and he can't take off like he usually does. That's definitely an advantage on our defense.
But that's the key, right, Caleb? Right? Is that defense, offensive line, and establishing the run. If they know if they establish the run against the Cowboys, then I think you guys are in a trouble of hurt because, like you said on the show, the way you stop this defensive line is run the ball.
Running at Parsons.
These are pass rushers. You have a plethora of pass rushers. You have Mozzie Smith and Jonathan Hankins stopping the run, but most of the defensive linemen you got are pass rushers. Osa Digizua, Sam Williams, Michael Parsons, Dante Fowler Jr. So you got to run the ball. But if you guys stop the run and meet their offensive line with cheating ass Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey on that offensive line, you guys win the game. But is that where the game really starts and finishes? They do. I mean, for credit to the Eagles, they usually do a pretty good job on Parsons and kind of isolating him. But that's when they allowed Jalen Hurts to take off and run, which he hasn't been doing as much as he was last year. Mm-hmm. That was kind of how they were beating Parsons, is they were kind of running. Jalen Hurts would run it right at him, mm-hmm. And if they don't have that threat like they did last year, that's going to be a problem for them. Depends if he's healthy enough to do that. We'll have to see on that. But if they can do that, then that's definitely going to be a problem for us. Another problem that we might have is stopping AJ Brown because he's a huge problem for many teams. AJ Brown has broken the record. He has the longest streak in NFL history, receiving the ball for over 125 yards a game. I believe the record was 5. And now he's done it in 7. And the problem is, you stop him, who stops Devontae Smith? This is the game where I think Devontae Smith shows why he's also a receiver 1. Because you put Deron Bland and AJ Brown, it's a good matchup. But who's cornerback 2 on on Devontae Smith?
Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon, ooh. But Caleb, I think last week you said Stephon Gilmore sometimes has a little lapses due to his age.
Sometimes
Yeah.
he does.
So that's the key. Can Devontae Smith take advantage of those moments? This is the key. But if that doesn't happen, I think it's a Cowboys victory. But it's a big if.
Yeah, but I mean, you saw what great job they did against two good receivers in Cup
Mhm.
and Akua. Not saying we'll have the same success, but a stat there that we do have is Cowboys defense have not allowed neither a pass catcher or a rack to go over 100 yards. So
All
there's
season?
What's that?
All season?
All season. Nobody's going over 100 yards. No receiver.
In the same game or
Yeah, in the same game. No 100 yards on us. Nobody has had 100-yard receiving yards. Nobody's had 100 rushing yards on us.
Oh wow. That's tremendous.
Yeah. So that
well,
gives me confidence.
Well, Caleb, I remember last year you talked about how the Eagles feasted on inferior offenses. You guys faced the Giants, the Jets, and the what's their face? The Cardinals. Let's calm it down. Let's calm it down.
Okay, even in the games we lost, even against the 49ers, none of them had over 100 yards.
George Kittle had over 100 yards.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
He didn't? He just had 3 touchdowns on you?
No, just the touchdowns, but no, he did not have over 100 yards on us. Now, the Deebo Samuel, the Christian McCaffrey, nobody has a great individual performance against us like that. Touchdown-wise, yeah, you could say George Kittle, but yards-wise, nobody's gone off on us. Nobody.
Oh, wow. That's a little... Okay. Yeah. Oh, yep. George Kittle, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, 67 yards.
Yeah. Nobody's gone over 100 yards.
All right. Now
that gives me confidence in that defense can at least contain them from going off and from having a big game. And I can say that we'll be able to do that. And I don't think they're going to be as effective on offense if they can't go off and have those big performances like they usually do. And then offensively, yeah, like I said, if we can get that run game going somehow, some way, this game's over. That's because that's the missing piece that we need is for the run game just to go, really be established on teams. Because I think Dak has got the passing down. He's got the pass game going. It looks good. Receivers are getting open finally. The Titans, Jake Ferguson's finally showing up a little bit. We're getting it done going through the air. Now if we can get that missing piece with the run game and really taking over the game and keeping the Eagles offense off the field, that's the missing thing we need. And if we can do that, this game's over and we got here. Those are the things we need to do to win it. And I think we will do those things and we will win this game.
I think you guys have a shot. I definitely don't think it's a guaranteed Eagles win. And I don't think it's a guaranteed Cowboys win. I think you guys definitely have a shot. I'm leaning towards you guys because the defense is has been more consistent with y'all. Y'all had that one bad game against the Niners, but I think your offense put you guys on
when
the
you
back
turn
foot.
over the ball as many times.
Yeah.
So
I think your offense didn't give you guys good help on that game, and that's why you guys got blew out. Because Fred Warner just loves going against Dak Prescott. He hunts him down like a gazelle and a lion. And I think the Eagles defense, you're right, it's not as good as it was last year. I'm sorry, the Commanders dropping 31 on you?
Twice?
Nah, fam. No, that's not right. That's not good. That's not okay. And I know you're 7-1. Oh, we're 7-1. We're 7-1. We guys beat the Dolphins. Well, one, the refs helped.
Yeah.
The
When
refs
you got
helped.
10-0 penalties.
Yeah, the refs helped. 2, they didn't have either one of their starting corners. People forget Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey were injured. Oh, yeah, no shit. A.J. Brown had a great game. You know what I mean? The Bucks are the Bucks. They're the Bucks. The Vikings dropped 28 on you. You barely beat the Patriots. The Jets beat you.
Yeah, the Jets beat them.
The Jets beat you.
And the Jets have like a similar defense to us. That's why it gives me confidence. If like if the Jets can do what they did against the Eagles, and you really contain their offense, keeping them to 14 points, I don't see any reason why our defense can't do that.
So this is a stretch for the Eagles that it's a gauntlet. It's Cowboys Eagles. Next week after you, Cowboys Eagles Chiefs, then Bills Eagles, Niners Eagles,
Cowboys
Eagles
again,
Cowboys,
Seahawks,
and then they end
and then they finish out with 3 weenies.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, dog. Like I'm not disagreeing. They end the season off on kind of an easier note for them, but this is where the schedule. The Eagles, hey man, the Eagles could lose every single one of those games.
Could probably won't.
Probably won't. But like, yeah, you probably won't, but probably could. This is a road game, right?
No, it's a home game for Philly. It's in Philly.
For Philly, okay. I think I'm gonna go 24-20. No. See this thing, because if they beat you, they gotta beat you at home. They're not beating you in Dallas.
Yeah,
if they lose this game,
we definitely play better at home.
Yeah, like if you win this game,
I'm not gonna surprise that we're gonna lose because, like I said, we do play better at home. We're not as good as on the road. I'm not saying I won't be surprised if we lose.
Yeah.
They're definitely obviously capable of beating us. I'm not saying we're like some world beaters or anything.
Yeah,
I just think we will win.
Yeah, I'm going 24-20 Eagles. But I think it's slim razor margin. I think literally because the home thing. Because if you guys beat them at on the road, you're sweeping them this year.
Yeah,
I sweep. They're not beating you in Dallas. That's not happening.
And this game is extremely important. I mean this game, the next game, this deciding maybe not just the NFC East winner. It might be deciding the whole NFC East. Period.
NFC. The whole NFC.
Yeah.
The number one overall seed. There's one bye week There's one bye week. They've gotten rid of the double bye weeks. Seeds 1 and 2 don't get bye weeks. It's just the first seed. And look what it did for the Eagles last year. It helped them tremendously.
You have to play the Giants, and then hurt Brock Purdy.
Yeah, basically, and they killed Josh Johnson in that game. Did that hit they laid on him? Bro, I was like, yo, that dude was not ready to play football. But yeah, it's a close game. But if you guys win, I wouldn't be shocked. I personally wouldn't be shocked. But if I was them, I wouldn't lose this game at home. That's why I'm going with the home team. 24-20 Eagles. And then you're probably going to go 31-20.
No, I think we'll put a whole lot of points. We put up 40 last time on them. We're putting 40 up on again.
But y'all dropped 40 at home.
That's true. But still, I just don't like their defense. Their defense is not good. I mean, it's not good in the secondary.
That's a good point.
I think we're gonna put a whole ton of points on us.
That's a good point.
And if we're gonna win it big. I mean, I just don't see us winning like barely by a few points. I think if we're gonna win, we're gonna have to beat them down.
Okay. All right. Well, now let's move on to the second game. The Giants are going to Vegas. The Giants are missing a defensive lineman. They did trade Leonard Williams to the Seahawks. They got a second-round pick and a fifth for him. The Raiders fired their head coach and GM at 3 a.m. in the morning. Well, Eastern Standard Time, it was midnight over here.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny about this game? They fired their coach. They fired their GM. They changed their quarterback, and they're still favored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. Daniel Jones is coming back. He's coming back. So so what happened last week was there's a lot of talk about like, oh, but he was cleared last week. So apparently he was cleared last week, but he was cleared after the deadline to submit your rosters in. So he couldn't play against the Jets. And people are blowing that person like, oh, well, why didn't they play him last week? It's because they told Brian Daboll he's clear after he already submitted the roster. You can't change the roster after you submit it. It's illegal in NFL rules. So when it's submitted and you have and everything, the paperwork is in, these are the people not playing, these are people cleared, not cleared, you can't change it. So people are like, why? Like because he legally cannot play. He legally couldn't play last week. Well, NFL legally, not actual legally. Like by NFL rules, he couldn't play. He was told he was cleared after the fact. The roster was already submitted. So that's why he didn't play last week. So he's playing this week. He's going to Vegas. Andrew Thomas looking like he may play this week. That's going to be a big morale booster. Getting your second best offensive player on the team, being your left tackle. He's playing. Evan Neal looks good, but Tyree Phillips looked fine. Like here's the thing: our offensive line still shit. It still sucked.
You got Max Crosby on the other side,
and Max Crosby's on the other side. You know, almost saying racial slurs. You saw that video? Did you see the video?
I didn't
you see it?
Video.
So he's like, "Hey, Raider Nation, man, y'all gotta come, man. We about to beat the." He almost says the N-word. Dumbass. He's an idiot. But yeah, man. And people be like, "Oh man, they played good against the Jets." Yeah, it's like no offense, it's pretty easy to run block when you're being told just run forward and grab somebody and push them. Pass blocking is different. You got to go backwards. You got to step your feet. You got to extend. You got to make sure people like run blocking is hard. Yeah, it is. But it's easier than pass blocking. It's still hard, but it's easier than pass blocking. So that's why they look better when they were running the ball. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a full healthy Giants team coming up. Andrew Thomas is probably playing. Evan Neal's probably playing. Daniel Jones is playing. Saquon Barkley's playing.
A fully healthy Giants team played against Cowboys, got beat 40-0. But
amen. The rain, okay? It was rainy.
Okay.
And we were, but the Raiders aren't you, okay? Calm down. Let's not act like the Raiders are you. It's the Raiders. They could get the interim coach bounce because their interim coach is their
he's playing against his former team.
He's playing against the team that he's a legend in. Antonio Pierce is the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Antonio Pierce, in his press conference, says, hey, man, he was born in Compton, raised in Compton. He was born in the Los Angeles Raiders era. So he's a Raider since through and through, but he's also a New York Giants legend. So he wants to win too. He wants to win too. And I kind of want to beat him because for years, I've been telling people are like, when's the last time the Giants have had a good linebacker? Since that man. We haven't had a good linebacker since him. Now we have Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden. But prior to them two, the last linebacker where I'm like, that's the dude, was Antonio Pierce, number 58. Number 50. Well, which we kept on the legacy of Carl Banks being number 58. And so like our line of 58s are pretty special. Okereke is now 58. We'll see if he can live up to it. Because Antonio Pierce, man, he was a bad man. The Giants fans know it. Washington Commanders fans know it. He was a bad man. And he wants to win this game. We want to win this game. I think we win 20-17. I think. I'm going to go with it.
It just looks so bad. It's just so hard to pick you after that. Horrible.
Well, it's because of Tommy DeVito. They're going to let Daniel Jones throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball.
I mean, that's not a good thing.
We'll see. We need tight ends. You know we only have one healthy tight end? We have no tight ends whatsoever.
I'm gonna just because it's new coach and Tony, he's coaching against his former team.
The bump.
It's somehow if it wasn't for that, if they were still with Josh McDaniels and they still with the same team that they rolled out last week, I would probably pick the Giants. But they've made some changes now. They don't want Garoppolo, messing up the whole game for them. I kind of feel like the Raiders going to win it, especially they play pretty good when they're in Vegas. That definitely gives them a bump. So I'll take Vegas.
I'm not gonna fight you on it. I'm not gonna fight you on it. Guys, we've gone an hour and 10 minutes. It was a good discussion. For the record, I love you, Dane Belton. I want that for the record. I believe in you.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do. I believe in you. I think if you just had a little bit more depth, you get a couple picks.
No. Ferris wants you traded.
No, I don't want you traded. I actually don't. I believe in you. The man instigating pain is the Caleb. Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
You can find me at
NFLK22
Hot Take on Instagram and on Twitter /X. You can find me on this channel every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock. All I'm doing is making you guys money with my co-host, Steve Weezy, making bets, 5 bets every single week. And yeah, I've had a win week this week. Gonna have another win week this upcoming week. So yeah, go and tune in for that.
All right, everyone. My name is Ferris Muthana. You can find me here every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. Good friends, Better Routes talking MC East, as well as every Wednesday, 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 o'clock midnight on KSFS Radio. So I got something to say. Last week, it was my birthday. Well, 2 days ago was my birthday. I had my dogs, Tony Hendo and Dre, Mr. Galloway. They came on the show to talk to 50 years of hip hop, Will Smith, the rapper, and the movie Brown Sugar. It was a great conversation. I loved every minute of it. Thank you guys for showing up. And the next week we'll be talking a little bit more stuff. Next week, man, I may have a guest. We'll be just shooting the breeze. May talk a little Waco, because I watched Waco, the show on Showtime. So now
the second part.
What do you mean?
There's 2 parts to it.
I watched both.
Oh, you watched both?
Yeah, I watched both. Yeah. So we may talk about that. But overall, man, and as well as every Friday, 8 o'clock Pacific. You don't look a day over 50, Ferris. Thank you, Lunch Break Hot Take. I know, I'm proud of it. Exfoliation, skincare regimen. Fridays, 8 o'clock Pacific. The open table. Me and Adelia have our conversation show where me and her just shoot the breeze, talk some smack, have some fun, bring on a guest, maybe talk to them, have some fun with them. I think last week we talked about fan theories. And then this week we're not having a show this week, unfortunately. Adelia doesn't feel very well. So next week, come back next week with a new show, a new episode. So there's that. Everyone, thank you guys so much for showing up. Have a wonderful time. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're at 115 subscribers. Subscribe, hit that like button, do your thing. But without further ado, everyone, have a wonderful night. Peace.